And moments ago, as they always do, drivers gathering before the race to go over the ground rules. We have 38 drivers in today's race, 10 from the state of California. And at this drivers' meeting, the NASCAR officials thanking Fox and FS1 for our coverage all season long. And the coverage continues with Race Hub and Race Day. You see the Truck Series and Victory Lane all on FS1 throughout the remainder, really year-round and throughout the NASCAR season. Race Hub, your home, of course, everybody loves this, to listen to drivers and teams when they are radio active.
It's perfect for racing and perfect as we get set to kick off the 2017 season.
Drivers, start your engines!
That 24 needs to calm down. He's hit everything with a snack bar today.
Race to a bunch of freaking idiots.
That's the most up bull. Barnum and Bailey's closing. Here we are. The circus is in town.
Trouble, here we go, here we go.
I just saw basically my life flash before my eyes in the mirror.
But my pants. Whoa! That 48 car.
Tell him if he brake checks me again, I'm gonna wreck him, and I don't give a damn.
I've been wrecked.
Man, what the is Denny's problem? How many times does he need to wreck me?
Stenhouse gets in the board, and he gets his lap back. 17 just moved the 18.
Sorry about that. I had to go. That's fine. You'll understand. 17. Oh, my. What a.
This is going to get ugly. It's going to get ugly down here, boys. Conti pushes around.
Hands up.
Kyle Busch walked over and threw a haymaker. Oh, man. Eric Almirola.
Gosh, I hope they're okay, man. That was the hardest hit I've ever seen in my life.
Danica Patrick was not at all happy when she was questioning Joey Logano.
Yeah, Joey. She could.
Probably been radioactive.
Kurt Busch wins the Daytona 500.
Wow. Did we just do that? Yes, sir. Thank you, everybody. Atlanta. Well, can't believe we're lucky anymore. We did it, buddy! So let's put that prize-based dress back in the freaking closet. Hell yeah, guys. Glad to get it done here today. Thank you, everybody.
Well, hell, everything's bigger in Texas, baby. Nice big win, guys.
That's making a fifth third better, boys. All put that! Booyah!
You are the winner. My goodness gracious.
We're in the chase, baby. It's awesome.
Jimmie Johnson taking the checkered flag.
Ryan Blaney for the first time in the Monster Energy Cup Series. Congratulations.
Kyle Larson, #1 at Michigan International Speedway.
Oh, yeah, good job, guys. Good job.
That's always entertaining. Had a shift change with Martin Truex Jr. coming out, and the guys are back. The
B team's
Darrell
in.
Waltrip, the Hall of Famer, our four-time champ, Jeff Gordon. Hey, for me here, this is our 16th race of the season. The emergence of Kyle Larson, his level of greatness, and then the continued success of Jimmie Johnson, our champion.
Well, Kyle Larson, a lot of young faces and new names rising to the top, but certainly Kyle Larson, how impressive Chip Ganassi Racing has been, how impressive Kyle Larson has been, and his confidence is growing. When his confidence really gets high, who knows what he's going to be able to do. But I think, to me, this season stage racing has really changed the game. Made it a lot of fun for us up in the booth, but I think it's made it very interesting for those competing. But also today, it's going to be a major factor, as we heard from Martin Truex Jr.
Well, I think it's interesting that the guys that have won races versus the guys that haven't won races. I think the guys that won are a big surprise. The guys that haven't won are a big surprise. But you're right about stage racing today, and I predict we will have a surprise winner today.
A surprise? We've only had one.
I predict the winner's going to come from who was sitting in the seat before.
Michael Waltrip?
No, not Michael.
No, Martin Truex.
Yes.
I know. But we've only had one, I guess, rookie win here, Juan Pablo Montoya, a first-timer at Sonoma. So that'd be a big prediction.
Yeah.
We wish Danica Patrick would have success, and maybe she qualified 6th here, her best of the year for this race. This is the cool camera here that you guys love, the visor camera. This is what the driver sees as they go around Sonoma, and this was this weekend. I know we'd love to see this all the time.
This is incredible. We've never seen this angle before. We've been trying to get this camera, the visor cam, on a driver before, and now we have it. This is amazing footage.
I think what it shows really is how violent it is in these cars. I mean, when they go over these bumps, when they go over these curves, how hard the car jars the driver. when the driver's so precise, shifting those gears, grabbing those gears, precise, that we see a lot of things we don't normally get to see.
Yep, and Danica and Ford, of course, she's part of the Stewart-Haas team. Ford in NASCAR, powered by a team of owners led by Roger Penske, Jack Roush, Roush Fenway, Richard Petty, Tony Stewart, and Eddie Wood, part of the Wood Brothers Racing team as well. And these men are the godfathers of Ford racing in NASCAR. They wield a lot of power. And Ford this year, 6 wins already compared to 8 for all of last year. When we were in Michigan, the cradle of the auto industry, it was a good time for me to gather with the heads of the 5 Ford families.
The story in 2017 has been how fast the Fords are.
Stenhouse wins it!
Ford has more than one team that can win consistently.
Kurt Busch for Gene Haas and Tony Stewart.
Ford's got some good drivers in their cars right now. I think they got the best lineup of anybody.
How often do the 5 of you all get together in the same place at the same time?
I guess when we go to NASCAR and they're looking at our cars, we're all down there together. Probably right.
And who does most of the talking when you guys get together?
Well, Tony's a new man on the block, so we've kind of made him be our president.
I don't say anything. Roger leads the charge. And then when it starts getting out of control, then I get in and really make it out of control.
All right, well, Ford off to, at least through this season, ahead of where they were last year in terms of wins, laps led. Jack, you're a little lifer here with Ford. Is there a specific reason for the good season so far?
Ford's support has never been bigger than it is at this time. A number of years ago, they decided that they didn't have a large enough footprint to really compete for manufacturer title. Tony came aboard most recently and brought his team of drivers to us, and we're in a better shape to compete for manufacturer's title this year than we've ever been.
So, Richard, how important is having numbers in the race team?
The more the merrier, I think, because they feed off of each other. When you get to the racetrack and you got 5 or 6 things to try, sometimes you haven't got that much time with one car. So you can trade it off to another car and get feedback.
Yeah, it's comparing apples to apples.
Exactly,
I mean, that's the way we look at it as well. I mean, if our guys are struggling, but any of your cars are running right up front on a particular weekend, it's not, we don't have any, we can't point the finger and say, well, it's a manufacturer thing.
That's right.
We have to go to work and make ourselves stronger.
The engines are at a level now, you know, with Doug and those guys at Roush Yates, you don't worry about that anymore. Right. You just put them in, you're done. Right. If you're, you know, if you're not really competitive where you need to be, or you got a driver complaining, you go somewhere else. It's not going to be that.
So you've seen Ford, the commitment maybe now as much as ever.
The management from top to bottom is committed. I mean, there's not a weekend we don't have success that we don't hear from the top management. They see it, they watch it. You know, they're committing their marketing dollars to our sport, and they want to see results.
Tony had to make this tough decision to retire from racing, something, Richard, you had to do at some point. With Jack, yourself, the years that you've been in this, do you think about stepping away or who you might hand the baton to?
I think that racing is really the DNA of our company overall, so it's a common thread. So we're going to be in the racing business, whether I'm here, my sons are in the business, or the team we have, and I think that it's my fishing trip and my golf game on the weekend, so how can I get out of it, right?
Gig. How about you, Jack?
Well, I think we all look forward to having our race teams and the things we've invested so much of our lives in, you know, outlive us and carry on when we're not able to make the contributions we have in the past.
Certainly with Tony and Richard's commitment and the Woods brothers, you know, I think we've got a great group.
And the manufacturer standings, you see Chevy with 7 wins, the Ford victories we talked about. You heard from Martin Truex Jr. leading Toyota, waiting for the Joe Gibbs Toyotas to get in their groove as they were at this point last year. You know, it was interesting, and you guys certainly can relate having grown up in the sport. I mean, whether it was Roush or the Wood, they're not going anywhere. They're going to hand it off. It's a family business. They're invested for life in this.
Yeah, I really think Toyota set the standard. I think when Toyota came into the sport, they told every team member, everybody that had a Toyota, whether it was in the Truck Series or in the Cup Series, Xfinity, you're all going to work together. We're going to be one team. We're going to feed off of each other. And they had an advantage for a while. But I think what happened, I think Ford saw the light. And they stepped up and they got Stewart-Haas. That's 4 cars they got at one time.
The numbers.
And the numbers are bigger now. They realize they need numbers. Plus, I see now these other teams. We saw it at Daytona and Talladega. They're all working together as teammates. They may be on different teams, but at the end of the day, they're all teammates.
Yeah, I agree with DW. Yeah. I think the way that Toyota has brought all their teams together and how they share the information has forced other teams. Chevrolet maybe, you know, has done it a different way and has had great success and been dominant and won championships. but Toyota has kind of set the new standard. And I think Ford's sort of been in the back seat for too long, and they've put a concerted effort into getting themselves back to the top, and they are there.
Yeah, and technology too. I mean, we saw last week the piece that Jeff did with the simulators. I think, and the young drivers. All these teams have these young drivers with great futures ahead of them. They're tech savvy. They understand they understand iRace. They understand getting in a simulator. They can take that information and apply it to a racetrack better than anybody ever has been able to.
Well, and how you share drivers, let's say Ryan Blaney, we know he's with Wood Brothers, but part of Penske. If he goes to Penske and then Bubba Wallace goes, it's all in the Ford family, and I think everybody does that. So you keep your drivers in with your manufacturer.
Well, your talent is broad. It's not just your pit crew members, it's not just your engineers, it's your drivers, and you want to make sure that as much effort as you're putting into making your teams great, that you have the right people to plug in place at the right time when they're ready.
Yeah, I think what teams did back in the day, they had like 3 drivers that were experienced, older drivers, veterans, and they would plug in one young guy, and if he tore up a bunch of stuff, it wasn't any big deal because we still had 3 good shots. And I think now, though, there's so many young guys, and they got such a great opportunity. Everybody's putting the young guy in the car now.
Real quick, I asked them, I'll ask you, a 4th manufacturer on the way. Do you think we'll see one joining NASCAR?
Well, I do.
At some point soon?
I do. I don't know who it's going to be, but there's 2. Look, we sell product. I don't care who you put your name on a car, you put a brand of car on the racetrack, we're going to sell product, and that's what sponsors look at.
I'd like to see it.
Yeah,
I think it'd be great. It'd be great for competition, be great for the sport, the fans, for all of us.
And that's how they felt. All right, coming up, we're live here in Sonoma on race day. Glad you're watching FS1. We're going to hear from some of the rookies, Ty Dillon, Daniel Suarez, Eric Jones. They're about to face their first true road race test.
There's still plenty ahead as race day rolls on. Next, Junior Nation gives thanks to the driver of the 88 in his final race on Fox. Then, Shannon chats with Tony Stewart about the next generation of drivers. Plus, we head down to the track to talk to last week's winner, Kyle Larson. And Michael struts his stuff in Sonoma on the grid walk. All that and more when race day returns.
Every year, Jeff donates his personal Corvette to the Jeff Gordon Children's Foundation. The program has raised nearly $6 million for pediatric cancer research and opened the Jeff Gordon Children's Hospital and Cancer Center. You can get your raffle tickets now and win Jeff's car, some additional prizes as well, and also help children in need. As the fans are anxious, the Jeff Gordon fans are everywhere. In your hometown, you grew up not too far from here and had success. That's really nice of you that you do that and that you're so invested in this.
Yeah, I'm honored to be able to still have a platform to raise funding and research and awareness for pediatric cancer. And nothing's more fun than handing off the keys to that Corvette to somebody that's helping us support pediatric cancer. So July 4th, those tickets sales end, and go to jeffgordonchildrensfoundation.org.
Yeah, you know, I call him the GOAT, and when I used to call him that, he kind of got offended by it. But quite honestly, the more I've known him or been around the last couple of years, he is one of the greatest of all time.
Greatest of all time.
His record stand. I mean, look at his record here.
Yeah, and his record, not just that, a great guy to work with and to be around. And even when we just had the media, we had to deal with you as a driver through thick and thin. But look at the numbers here that he has piled up at Sonoma. The 23 starts, the 5 wins, 5 poles, led over 450 laps. So what's a rookie or a first-time driver, Jeff, when they come to Sonoma? It's different in a lot of ways. What are the favorites? We pick one.
I told you Martin Truex Jr.
Already, the odds in Vegas have moved to the top.
They agree. Did they move that after I said that?
You changed the numbers. What do you think, Darrell?
I like Clint Boyer. I think he's got a good shot, but I tell you, it's hard to bet against Kyle Busch too. Both those Kyles are pretty darn good.
Here's where it gets interesting.
This is where we struggle.
I was so impressed with Chase Elliott, what he did in that backup car yesterday. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has run amazingly well here the last couple of years. Daniel Suarez, 60-1. If I was going with the long shot, to me, I think Daniel Suarez, I know he's a rookie, but he qualified in the top 10. This car that he's driving, remember, sat on the pole last year.
I like that 2 car, Brad, because there's no way he can be 4-1.
For 8 drivers, this will be their first Cup race at Sonoma, and that includes not only some rookies, but ringers, who have experience in road races, but not in this series, as well as the Rookie of the Year contenders, Ty Dillon. You mentioned Suarez, Eric Jones. So a ringer or a rookie, difference for them experiencing here?
Well, I think those that have tremendous amount of road racing experience but have driven some type of full-body heavy stock car like an Xfinity car, and I think Billy Johnson has done some of that. If you've not done that before and you've come here, you truly are a rookie today.
It takes some acclimation. These cars are big, they're heavy, they're clumsy. The drivers that are really good in these cars are the drivers that can kind of anticipate. The car, I'm going to turn the wheel. The car's not going to turn right away, but it's going to end up over here. We see them when they go over these curbs. You know, you just kind of anticipate where it's going to land, and the guys that have done this a while know better than the guys that haven't.
A lot of those ringers, they're driving cars that are balanced out power, weight, and how they handle center of gravity. These cars have a ton of power, and they don't have a low center of gravity. So, and plus that standard transmission. These guys are used to paddle shifting on the steering wheel.
I remember riding around here with you, Darrell, and you saw some guys like Ty Dillon, Eric Jones running into problems.
Well, and then you take somebody like Ty Dillon. This kid is fantastic on an oval. You put him on a road course, same with Eric Jones, and this is all foreign to them. This whole braking, downshifting, and turning right, elevation changes, bouncing off of curbs. It is a whole different. My first year here, I know I had a decent finish, and I'm not sure how, but I struggled. I think I was in the tire barrier in practice, up on my side. Everything went wrong in practice.
By the way, this track is paved. You probably didn't know that to start with. No, it's really about rhythm. It's all about rhythm. You heard Danica say this yesterday. I got to get in my rhythm. I got to get my heel and my toe and my shifting and my turning. You got to get into rhythm, and it takes some experience to get good rhythm.
He likes rap music, so that's maybe where the rhythm in the car is.
He'll rap you all right.
All right, our veteran reporters are with the rookie drivers. Let's start with Jamie Little.
Well, Eric Jones had never driven anything on this racetrack until Friday, and it's been a bit of a challenging weekend for you. So what have you done to prepare for today's race?
Just staying steady and staying after it, you know, staying on what the data's showing and what these guys are doing. My teammates to be fast. Martin's been fast. So just looking at that, looking at the data, and just trying to get better, seeing where we're losing time. And, you know, it's been a long process, but I think the race will be all right for us. We've got a good car. It's just a matter of staying out of trouble and hopefully picking up some spots along the way.
You do have a limited number of races that you've done on road courses and trucks and Xfinity, even a road course win, but how different is a Cup car in the feeling of driving one of these?
It's a lot different, you know, and not only are they a lot different, but all the drivers are really good too. So these guys all have quite a bit of experience here, and I'm trying to catch up. You know, I didn't do much road course racing in my early career, so just trying to catch up, and, you know, it's just been a learning process. But the 5-hour AMG Camry has, I think, decent speed in it. Just getting the driver to come around and figure it out, and hopefully that'll come throughout the day.
All right, Eric Jones is in a backup car. He'll roll off 30th today. Chris?
Well, Sonoma is a track that isn't kind to rookies. And Ty, why is it so challenging?
I think the toughest thing about coming here is, first of all, as a rookie, you don't have any experience in a Cup car on a road course, and you come to a place like this where there's so many lefts and rights. If you get a little bit behind in one corner, say the first or second corner, you feel like you have to catch up all the way around the racetrack. And when you start doing that, you mess up your lap, and it just makes the whole lap slower. So we probably all have a lot to learn this weekend, and hopefully for our guy, Coach Chevy, I felt like we were decent in practice, but there's another level when it comes to qualifying. We didn't qualify very well, but my plan is keep it on track, keep the fenders on it, and learn all day today, so when we come back here next year, we're even stronger.
Thanks, Ty.
Daniel Suarez is the highest qualified rookie in today's field. He rose off 11th, competed here in the K&N race a year ago, hours of simulator time. Daniel, what do you feel was the biggest impact of helping to elevate your road course game?
I think it's been a combination of everything. Starting with last week, some laps in the simulator, TRD simulator, and as well having some extra laps in the K&N car. But I think that the most important of everything, first and second practice of Cup. You know, having laps, understand more the car, finding a speed, you know, just getting more comfortable. It's like everything, you know. We don't get to race a lot of road course races, and every time that we get some laps into this kind of racing, I just get more comfortable.
Daniel Suarez trying to join an elite class. Drivers like Bill Elliott and the late Tim Richmond scoring their first Cup win on a road course. Chris?
I think what I heard across the board from those guys was data. They look at data. We didn't have that. When I drove, we didn't have it. I did listen. Jeff, would you tell me how to get in turn 11? And, you know, he might tell me about 9 things, but there were 10 that he should have told me. And that's what data does. They can look where they do the lap tracker. They can look at other cars. They can look at information that we never had and study that and then apply it.
Data doesn't drive the car, so yeah, that's great to have all that data. But when they get here, they find out just how tough, not just road racing is, Sonoma Raceway is.
Yep, and that's why there aren't very many of them. So we go from inexperience to plenty of experience. And this is Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s swan song season. He's looking for a win to help get him into the playoff, and he hopes to accomplish what Jeff Gordon was able to do in his final full-time season, and what, thanks to Sonoma, Stewart did last year. Tony Stewart, our Shannon Spake, talked with him about a rather reflective driver/owner.
He is very happy. He's having so much fun, and he's the happiest that he's been in years. Those are direct quotes from people that know you very well. How accurate do you think those statements are?
They're spot on. We are bouncing around all over the place. It might be a 360 race in Mississippi. It might be a World Outlaw race somewhere in Iowa. We are not chasing points anywhere. We go race to race and have a good time.
Last year you said, I want everyone to remember I love NASCAR. And I'm wondering how much more you love it now, not having to get in that car every weekend.
When I show up at the racetrack, I don't feel like there's the weight of the world on my shoulders to perform. I get to compete as an owner. I mean, on Sunday I'm on a pit box, I got a headset. I at least do something during the race now. The only difference is, instead of putting a helmet on, I put a headset on.
It's a different world than it was 20 years ago. What do you think it would be like to be one of those young drivers today?
It'd be a lot easier than it was when I was young. You had guys like Mark Martin and Rusty Wallace, worked on their cars, loaded their cars up on a trailer, drove all night to get to the races. I can guarantee you none of these kids had to ever sleep on the side of the road in the car because they couldn't afford a hotel room overnight. And there's exceptions. I mean, you got kids like Chase Elliott that had a father that knew how hard it was and made Chase understand that as well. But a lot of these kids haven't had to struggle to get where they are. In some cases, their parents or sponsors have deep checkbooks and write them a check and it gets them an opportunity.
Do you look for a little bit of that grit when you're looking for young drivers?
Absolutely. A kid that just gets in and drives and gets out and goes and grabs his video game, that's probably why they're just good, not great. And I want that kid that knows what's on the line at the end of the day and what it means to him. The sport is in good hands. I mean, you got Ryan Blaney, you've got Chase Elliott, Eric Jones, Kyle Larson. You've got strong talent that are getting better weekly. It's kind of funny to a certain degree to watch how the evolution of the sport has changed.
Change is tough for a lot of people to take.
Change is tough for everybody, but everybody wants change.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
when they get change, then they complain about it. It's the damnedest thing I've ever seen. I don't feel old. I definitely don't act old. I act like I'm a teenager that hasn't grown up yet most of the time. The worst part of everything is somebody will come up and they'll show you a picture when they were 6 or 8 years old, and now they're 26. They got their kid with them and want their kid's picture with you. And it's like, my God, I'm getting old.
But the old guy can still stick it to him, huh?
That's right. Don't forget it.
I know Tony enjoyed his time with Shannon there, and he seems a lot more at peace and relaxed.
Well, racing with Tony, an amazing competitor. It's great to see somebody like Tony have that kind of a career and then go into a second career or the next stage in his life and be able to not only enjoy it as much as he is, but make the impact that he is on the sport and his team.
He's such a versatile driver. He can win in anything. But one of my favorite things about Tony Stewart, I always admired about him, was he would wreck you on Sunday, but he would buy you a beer on Monday, and y'all gotta be buddies.
It'd be nice.
Hold on, I don't know if he ever bought me a beer. We may have wrecked one another a couple times.
And it'd be nice if he'd have an opinion on something, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
He never holds back, I promise.
Yeah, I said debris, and he just went off. We were going, I kid, because we care. Coming up, the voices of Junior Nation, as we gave them a special way to tell Dale Earnhardt Jr., thanks for the memories. You're watching Race Day Live here on FS1 and getting you ready for the race in the wine country. Welcome back, getting set for the Toyota Safe Mart 350, and Toyota, a welcome presence here. They were part of Chris Neville's journey when he went off the grid with off-road racing pro Ryan Millen in the Toyota RAV4.
So the key to Sonoma is always about keeping 4 wheels on the racetrack, but with the Toyota RAV4 Rally, we get to go off the grid. Ryan, what do we have here?
We have a production-based RAV4. We've made a few little changes, little tweaks to make the car faster. Super fun, super adventurous. It's just a blast.
Well, show me what you got.
All right.
Man, now that was awesome. I have always wanted to go in a rally car. This is the first time in my entire career I've been able to. So, Ryan, thank you so much for this.
Thank you very much. It was an absolute pleasure.
We might get him to be the replacement driver of the 88 next year. Checking some of Trevor Bayne, by the way, congrats to wife Ashton, welcoming son Levi on Tuesday. And Joey Logano and wife Brittany, they announced that they're expecting a baby in January. And Brad Keselowski's crew chief Paul Wolf is at home after the birth of their daughter, Hallie. So congratulations to him and his wife as well.
And DW's going to be a grandparent.
Yeah, my Jessica's expecting in January.
Oh, good.
Gramps D here.
That's a young. There's Brad Keselowski, and I know you were looking at the odds, Daryl. You kind of like his chances.
Well, there's no way he could be a 40-1. I mean, give me a break. That's Brad Keselowski.
Well, he runs so good at Watkins Glen, but struggles a little bit here. Now, these two guys, I think they're coming to the front.
But you know what I like about today? This is a gambler's race, a guy that could call it contrarian strategy, and who's pretty good at that? Paul Wolf.
Oh, I thought he was going to say Wheels.
Well, he's
Paul
pretty
Wolf,
good too,
Wheels,
but Paul's real good.
Bugger Ravage.
There's Ricky Stenhouse, one of the first-time winners this year. We've had 3 of them with Casey Kane looking for that W.
And I know we've not heard a lot out of Casey Kane this year, but he has won here at Sonoma, so.
And Ryan Blaney, who won Chase Elliott again in the backup car.
So I was impressed with both of these guys yesterday. Ryan Blaney was throwing that car all over this racetrack and bringing speed out of it. And Chase Elliott never been in that backup car first lap, and he was the fastest car in round 1.
Well, I'm impressed with this guy.
I like his
This is a guy that I think is going to have a pretty darn good shot at winning the race today. They're real good on strategy. He's got a fast car. He loves this track. Watch that guy.
Only repeat winner in the field today here at Sonoma.
Shocking that he hasn't won yet, but you know Kyle Busch, he's always good for a quote or two.
I got dumped. Flat out just drove straight in the corner and wrecked me. That's how Joey races, so he's going to get it. Everything's great. Looking forward to a fantastic weekend here in Phoenix. Back to the racetrack. Balls and strikes. You know, we go to a real racetrack next week and try to win there. I don't know.
I'm not surprised about anything. Congratulations.
You know,
gotta love it.
He's polarizing. He's personality. He's been a champion, and that sums up his season pretty much. Why he's yet to win, even though he's led the second most laps behind Martin Truex.
It's funny, you know, those types of incidents you laugh about, we joke about it, but it shows you just how competitive Kyle Busch is, and the frustration has got to be building over there with Kyle Busch and Joe Gibbs Racing, because he has been running extremely well, leading a lot of laps, qualifying up front. He just hasn't gotten the win, but if he can stay calm and patient, it will come.
When you lose your temper, there's always somebody that will come around and help you find it, and I think that's what if you're a bad guy, just own it. You know, don't run from it, own it. You don't have to be a jerk, but just be a bad guy and own it. That's who you are.
He could handle it. Ever since Dale Earnhardt Jr. in April announced that he was retiring after this season, we helped make it easy for fans to share their thoughts and favorite Dale moments. And what they had to say helps explain why, for 14 consecutive years, Jr. was voted NASCAR's most popular driver.
Dale Jr. announcing his retirement.
I think all of Dale's fans hoped he'd have another season or 2 in the car, but this will be the final year.
Dale, I appreciate everything you've done. You've set the bar high for other NASCAR drivers.
Watched him since I was a kid, and he's like a hero for me.
I love racing more because of Dale.
He actually got me into NASCAR, watching his dad and him race together, and it's been fun traveling and being part of Junior Nation.
He is the best NASCAR driver out there.
I just like to watch him win.
in one word, I would say passionate.
Inspiring.
Legendary.
Charismatic.
Fun.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
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 Great. GR88T. My favorite junior memory is meeting him and getting his autograph.
Probably his first win.
Winning the Daytona race in July 2001 after his dad passed.
Easy him winning Talladega.
The Daytona 500, 2014.
There's only one Dale Jr., so they're all great memories.
If Dale was right here, I would throw my arms around his neck and give him a big kiss.
If Dale Jr. was here right now, I'd probably be speechless.
I just say that I've enjoyed all the years of watching you race.
Good luck in your retirement.
Can't wait to see what the future holds for you.
I want you to make a baby with Amy.
I'm sad that you're leaving.
Thank you for being my inspiration.
You're a great ambassador to the sport, and we all appreciate it.
That is so cool, Dale Jr. How fun is it for you to see how much you mean to so many people?
That's awesome to listen to the fans talk about their how much they've enjoyed supporting our team and watching our career. Hopefully this year we're able to show the appreciation for that throughout the season as we go from track to track, and that's kind of the theme of our year this year is appreciation for Junior Nation. So really thank you to all the fans out there who have cheered for us all these years, and hopefully we can do something for the remainder of the season to make them proud.
You've been really fast here the last few years. In fact, the best average finish. Does the 88 car have winning speed today?
It's had good speed off the truck. There's some guys that are pretty quick. Track position is going to be real important. With the stages, everybody's going to be on some different strategies. Guys are going to have to stay out to try to get the points. Other guys are going to come in before the stage ends to get that track position. It's going to be cycling all day long, so hopefully we're on the good end of it at the end of the race. We're up toward the front.
I can't wait to watch all of it happen. And did I read you're going to run the Daytona 500 on Fox next year?
I haven't really hung up my helmet for good. I just don't want to run anymore full time. So if the right opportunity comes along, somebody needs some help, you never know, somebody might need a little relief or something like that. Hopefully I'm on the list of guys they call. That'd be pretty flattering for a team to call you up and ask you to get in a car for them. But yeah, we're going to run some Xfinity races, so I don't close the door to anything.
Cool. How about that, guys? Daytona 500.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
I was driving for him. He's going to relief drive for some others now.
But that is huge. I mean, he might run the Daytona 500 in 2008.
Are you kidding? People will be glad to see him.
One of the most exciting victory lane celebration I ever saw was when he won the 2014 Daytona 500. It tells you everything you need to know about that young man. He hugged everybody, and every crew member, official, anybody that came in Victory Circle that day, he hugged them. That's how much love he has for the sport and people in it.
And the fans listening, make a baby and with Amy, of course, his wife. It's good that she put that in there. We were all kind of waiting, but it shows you the closeness they feel to relate to Dale.
Well, I've said this before. No other driver to me has impacted the sport and the fans the way Dale Jr. has. Not even his dad. I mean, there are people out there that tattoo his name on their bodies. They express themselves. They live their daily life around what happens to Dale Jr. during the week on social media or at the racetrack. He has had such an impact on so many people, and I love the fact that we were able to listen to some of those fans.
Well, I think they feel what he feels. He feels a respect to the fans, and the fans respect him. He loves the fans. He's got 70% of them, for heaven's sakes. And so he's got a lot of fans up there that pull for him.
All right, do we have a guy who's replacing him next year? Is it Bowman? Is it Byron? You have a guess in the 88? Is it Jeff Gordon coming back?
Go ahead, Jeff. Tell him what you know.
It's going to be a driver.
You kept saying soon. We're waiting.
I don't make those decisions.
I know,
when you're in on it, you bet.
I just thought you were plugged in. That's all. All right, we'll continue. Love putting them on the spot. I'm going to read the prompter here. Next, we're going to talk to Kyle Larson. We'll hook up live, and then Michael from the Grid Walk. We're in the wine country, and we're glad you're watching with us. Not only are there 11 turns on this track, there's a 160-foot difference between the highest and lowest spots on the track. As Mike Joy tells us, that produces some trouble spots for drivers, teams, and for NASCAR.
Road race courses require flag stations at every corner around the course to relay information to the drivers. Under green flag racing, gravel on the track, maybe a little liquid, a blue flag will be displayed, meaning take care. Under a full course caution, a yellow flag will be displayed to all drivers at every station. There are no local cautions applying to just one corner. Full course yellows only. Now, Marcia and Ian are track employees, but at amateur and professional road races all across America, volunteer officials fill these roles. You want to get this close to the racetrack? All you have to do is have a set of white clothing and volunteer. For Sonoma, contact the Speedway website. And for road races all around the country, go to scca.org and find out how you could be a volunteer official.
All right, thank you very much. Let's go from one mic to another. Michael Waltrip on the grid walk. Michael, who are you hanging out with?
Hey, I found Jimmy Johnson. I'm going to go interview him. Sorry, I got to run, honey. Hey, bud, you had an honor of tying Cale Yarborough a couple weeks ago. You're going to go after my brother in BA today. How's that feel? I mean, it's awesome to me.
It's so cool. I never thought I'd be in this position. So to have a shot to be up there with your brother and Bobby, I was such a fan of both. And remember sitting on the couch watching Daytona 500 where Davey and Bobby were racing each other. And I was watching the race with my dad on the couch. So I was like, wow, what would that be like? So to get to know many of these legends and then have a chance to potentially time is really, really cool.
And then one personal thing, the wine is great here, but there's so many turns. How do you balance having a glass of wine and making all these turns?
Stay until Monday. Plenty of wine tonight.
That's a great plan. Let's see what Brad Keselowski's doing. Hey, bud, are you ready to go? Oh, hang on. He gave me his room key. I don't know what that's all about. How you feeling? Feel good?
I'm great. The Freightliner Elite Support Ford is not all that fast, but that's okay.
But your odds are like 41. That's Brad Keselowski. I don't understand.
That's good money, but I feel like we're due to run well here. We haven't since 2011. Hopefully today's the day. But either way, thanks, Fox, for a great season.
Oh, man. Appreciate your interviewing skills. You were awesome in Victory Lane.
Well, hopefully you can interview me after the race in Victory Lane.
I love that. I'll come find you. Ricky. It's Mike. How you been? You ready to go?
Yes, I'm ready to turn left and right today.
How are your skills at doing that?
I think my skills are really good. I mean,
nice skill set.
You always feel like you're really good, right?
Right. Confidence. That's how you get it done. I like your hair. Looks amazing. Let's see who we can find now. Ryan Newman. Early in the season on Fox, you got the big victory in Phoenix. Can you get it done again today on the road course, Ryan?
I think so. Can you?
I wondered how you would handle that transition from the conversation you're having with your buddies, but appreciate you this year and all you've done for Fox.
Thank you. Thanks for being a part of our sport and making us look pretty.
Oh, you do look amazing. Here we go. I like this dude. This dude's on my basketball team. You ready to rock, brother?
I'm ready to go, bud. How about you? You ready to be center on that basketball team?
I am a rebounding machine. I'll get it done for you.
That's what I need you for.
Myers, I'm going to fill up the middle.
All right, Michael. Pocket square looks good. All right, Kyle Larson. It's an amazing photo. You won't believe when he was a kid watching a race, now he's racing for a championship, one of the rising stars. We're talking with him in a moment.
Is what the 42 is feeling.
You've got an aggressive young man.
We've seen a whole new Kyle Larson.
Kyle Larson is your points leader.
Kyle Larson is going for it.
That's the only thing I see out of that 42 car is dust in the wind.
An all-star kind of season.
He's a superstar that doesn't act like one.
Kyle Larson is the next Jimmy Johnson.
Kyle Larson is from Elk Grove, California. It's about 80 miles east of here. He attended a race when he was a week old. But look at this, as a kid, watching a race here in Sonoma. Look at the threads he's got on, decked out in Jeff Gordon gear.
He's got good style and
good taste. And racing a go-kart at age 7. He's our points leader. We welcome Kyle Larson in the Chip Ganassi Chevrolet. Kyle, thanks for being with us, getting ready to race. 2 wins this year. You've got, 5 second-place finishes, but you're racing close to home. You've already kind of built things up. A little added pressure to this one today?
Not really. It's cool to be home, cool to be hanging out with some friends and family, visiting the beautiful wine country here in Napa. So had a fun week so far. Won some sprint car races also. So hopefully we can keep it going here today.
Hey, Kyle, I mean, you've been racing since you were a kid and wanting to live out your childhood dream, and it is happening. I mean, you have won everything lately, but you're winning at the highest level, and you grew up, dreaming about this moment. Here at this racetrack, you're on the pole, buddy, at Sonoma, getting it done, leading the points. I mean, what is that like to be living out your childhood dream right now?
It's pretty crazy. A lot of fun, like you said. in 2011 and 12, I won a lot, but it's been a while since I've won on a consistent basis and ran up front as much as we have. So just soaking it all in, enjoying it, and glad to be here in Sonoma, close to home, on the pole with a good shot to win today. So just got to be mistake-free, not make or keep all my tires on the pavement, and hopefully we can be staying in victory lane later.
Hey, Kyle, CW. Do you think that some of that sprint car racing you do, which you do a lot of it and you're very good at it, do you think that really is helpful when you get into one of these Cup cars? Has that been some experience that you've really been able to use in the Cup Series?
Yeah, no doubt. I think anytime I run any type of vehicle, whether it's my go-kart on a Wednesday night at Millbridge, I think it helps for all types of racing. Everything helps for everything. I think the more laps I get, the more times I put myself in racing situations, more than any other driver in this field, I think that I benefit from it. So that's why I like to race a lot. I would race more if they let me, but I have a limit, and I definitely take that limit to the max.
Is there an advantage having your teammate, Jamie McMurray Ganassi, on the front row in this race?
I don't know. I mean, I hope we can both run up front. I hope I don't screw us both up at the top of the hill and have Chip calling me later today. But we'll see. Jamie's an extremely good road racer, so he's definitely going to be one to beat today. But I feel like I've gotten better at this stuff. Haven't really have the finishes to show for it here at Sonoma, but we've kind of got a reason for that in all the other races. So if we can just have some good fortune today, hopefully we have a good shot at winning.
All right, well, thanks for your time.
Thank you, buddy. Good luck.
Great portion of the season. It's been fun watching you.
Thank you.
You've gotten better at all this stuff.
All right. These are the odds for the championship.
Wow.
Posted out at the beginning of the year, Kevin Harvick was a favorite. That changed. He's still looking for his first win, and we could see that today.
I want to remind everybody of something. Who was going to win the race before Jimmie Johnson won at Homestead for that final race last year? Kyle Larson. If he gets that final race in Homestead, watch out. He is going to be the guy to beat for the championship.
Yeah, you've called him the next Jimmie Johnson. All right, we're going to try something. You've heard of ad libs. This is Mad Libs. All right, you fill in a question here, and then we read it back. All right, so give me one word that the wine country reminds you of. One word comes to mind. Go ahead. Anything?
Go ahead.
You guys, this is not that tough a test.
What does the wine country remind me of?
Yeah, give me one word.
Sonoma Raceway?
Yeah. No. Okay. Fun.
No. Marilyn Marlowe.
Merlot. Okay, we'll go with Merlot. This is tough. All right, your favorite. How about your favorite vacation spot?
That's easy.
Yeah, I love the south of France.
Yeah, I love Nantucket.
Oh, one word? Do I have to do one word?
Nantucket.
All right, we'll go
you can
France.
go one or the other, but is it just France?
We'll just go France. Favorite Muppet or Sesame Street character?
Kermit, I guess. Only
Kermit
one I know.
All right, I'm glad you guys are helping here.
You can tell we were really well prepared.
Your favorite
for
food, Daryl. Give me your favorite food.
I like steak.
All right, steak is good. All right, Jeff.
I like fried bologna, too, by the way.
Fried bologna?
Name a track and field event. Can you name one?
Yeah, pole vault.
Pole vault. Okay, that's good. You're doing
high jump, I was
We got a few more.
I was a half miler. I mean, I know a little bit about
your favorite cartoon character. Do you have one?
Gosh. Go ahead.
Inspector Gadget.
Inspector.
Threw you off on that one, didn't I?
You did. I didn't see that coming. All right, and then your best driver right now. Right now.
Best driver right now.
Go ahead.
Ooh.
Come on.
Kyle Larson.
Larson. Okay.
I'm going to say Kyle Busch.
Okay, and something you say to kids over and over. Is there something you say to kids over and over?
Dream big.
Dream big.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Okay. That's good. And another word for cool. What's another word for cool?
Awesome.
Awesome is
sketchy.
Okay, sketchy is all right. So now you got to read this.
Oh,
here
no.
you say, hello, all right. Can you read that?
Hello,
all right,
my name is Jeff.
Right.
And here are my totally
Merlot. Predictions?
Okay, you fail. Let me.
I don't know. Predictions for the rest of the NASCAR season. Upon retirement, Dale Earnhardt Jr. will become a citizen of France, and Rick Hendrick will replace him in the 88 car with Kermit the Frog.
Okay.
Plus, Carl Edwards will return to the sport as a member of you and your writing.
The stake
racing team.
Sorry, I had to scribble fast.
And instead of doing backflips after winning, he will now pole vault off the car. When all the dust settles in Homestead, Miami, I believe Inspector Gadget will be crowned the 2017 champion. They will beat Kyle Larson to the checkered flag after winning the championship. They will tell the crowd to dream big And finally, Chris Myers is awesome.
Awesome. Not sketchy.
We could have just skipped right to the awesome.
Now the real stuff.
Winner, chicken dinner. That's all.
The Hollywood Hotel is closed until next Daytona. Give me real quick. Does Brad Keselowski stay with Penske? These are past. Yes. Both get a yes. Is this Danica's last race on Fox or FS1?
Yes.
Possibly. Okay. Wow. All right. Does Jimmy Johnson, before he retires, pass both of you on the wins list before he retires?
I think so.
I hope
both
not.
of you? You've got 93. You got 84.
I got the 84 and I stalled out.
Jimmy's
he can get the 83, he can stall out.
Okay, give me a name driver who will miss the playoff. I know we did some check marks.
Oh, boy. That's
Joey Logano.
Logano, okay.
Oh, missed the playoffs?
Missed the playoffs.
No,
Somebody?
not the play. I don't.
You think he'll get in? He just won't.
I think he can get in.
Kurt Busch, okay. And here you go. Give me your final four for the championship four, and then your eventual winner, because we saw the odds for the champion.
Oh, my gosh, man.
Okay, so you got Truex, Larson.
Okay.
Jimmy Johnson, Kyle Busch.
Okay.
I agree.
Four. And then I know I'm high on Larson, but Truex or Larson, I don't know. I think one of those two. I think Truex might get his first championship this year.
Kyle Busch.
Kyle Busch, really championship. Wow. And Kurt Busch already in the playoffs, so some of the big names should be there. You guys have fun up in the booth, and we'll have more live. Sorry about the Kermit the Frog thing. That was it was a
Hey everyone, I've got Coca-Cola riding along with me this weekend. Sharon Ice Cold Coke is back this summer. Who will you be sharing a Coke with on race day?
Coca-Cola and Procast invite you to share a moment with Danica Patrick and head to the Fox NASCAR Facebook page to get exclusive behind-the-scenes access with Danica and your favorite driver.
Presents our nation's colors. Please remain standing as Tim Boovey, track minister for Sonoma Raceway, offers our invocation.
God of grace and truth, in whose presence all are welcome, we pause to say thanks for all that we have received. Bless today's race, that all our drivers be kept safe as they compete to finish first. In the race of life, to finish first is not the goal, but to reflect your nature, O God, to be giving and forgiving, and to see in everyone the very best. For this we pray, amen.
Here to perform our national anthem, please welcome from Transcendence Theater Company's Broadway Under the Stars in Sonoma Valley, Natalie Gallo.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does the star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
11 races to NASCAR's playoff. 9 winners have locked up spots. 7 remain. Who can make their move today to get in? Chevrolet, the official vehicle of NASCAR, is the most awarded car company 3 years in a row. Learn more at Chevrolet.com. It's a special scene. Look at the blue skies and the cool flyover in Sonoma, the wine country in Northern California, where we have the first road course of the season. The only other one's at Watkins Glen. That's where Kevin Harvick does have a win. And with Michael Waltrip, Chris Myers, I'm surprised that Kevin Harvick has yet to win this year.
Well, he won yesterday in the prelim to this event, so he knows this track. He loves this place. I talked to him down on the grid, Chris. He thinks he's got a car he can win with today.
And when I asked Darrell and Jeff about winning the championship, well, Darrell Waltrip went with Kyle Busch. You think that's a pretty good pick in the big picture?
I just feel like these Toyotas of Joe Gibbs Racing have been waiting for the summer months to bring out new cars, better stuff week in and week out. We saw great performance from him in Michigan. He's my guy that I think is going to win the championship, Kyle Busch. And this guy has been impressive, hasn't he? He told me also that he thinks that his back tires will be the key to success today, keeping from spinning them up off the turn, and he's got a good car that will do that.
Boyer, the 2012 Sonoma winner. And Joey Logano, he had that encumbered win, so he still needs a victory or get up there in points if he hopes to get into NASCAR's playoff as we move a little bit closer. Only 11 races, 10 after this one.
There's Chase Elliott. We know he's in a backup car, but he was fast in that backup car. I think he can be a factor today, Chris.
All right, so the length of this race, the road course, 110 laps, just under 219 miles. And we'll have stage races with a fuel window between 36 and 42 laps.
And now, for the most famous words in motorsports, please welcome your Grand Marshal, comedian, actress, and voice of Cruz Ramirez in the new Disney Pixar feature Cars 3, Cristela Alonso, accompanied by Toyota Master Diagnostic Technician, Mr. Rene Doss.
Drivers, start your engines!
Glad to have you watching Race Day on FS1. Time for something completely different. A road course. NASCAR straight ahead.
You thought we were going road racing? No. We're going curb hopping and popping and bouncing and trouncing and bicycling on two wheels. Jamming up and down on the 11 turns of Sonoma. You got to take care of your brakes. You got to take care of your transmission. You got to take care of your sheet metal, because there's more contact here than at Martinsville or Bristol or Richmond or any of those short tracks. You tell I'm excited? Welcome to Sonoma. Mike Joy, Darrell Waltrip, Jeff Gordon to call this race for you. And boy, these road races have really become something different, something else.
Oh, they really have. And you talked about feelings. If you have any feelings, you better leave those back at a hotel, because you nailed it, Mike. These cars are big, they're heavy, they're clumsy. You can't pass anybody here without making a little contact. We're going to trade some paint today. You better leave those feelings at home.
You know what else you can't do? Can't hardly pick a winner here.
No, you talk about different. There's been 8 different winners in the past 8 races here at Sonoma Raceway. Kyle Busch, the only 2-time winner in the field. Previous winner, Mark Truex Jr., showing he has the speed to win again. So where's all the dominance gone that we saw years ago?
Well, you retired.
But look no further than our pole sitter. This kid, Kyle Larson, the fastest race car driver on the planet right now, he may be becoming the next road course master.
Well, Jeff is the all-time winner for NASCAR at Sonoma. Let's see how Las Vegas looks at this race today. Truex 4-1, Kyle 5, Kyle 7, A.J. Allmendinger, the ringer, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. at 25-1. Getting ready to go for a little Sunday drive in wine country, California.